And the lighting is not great. Let's see. Sorry guys. The fucking hi Chanel. The camera on the thing is messed up. It's bogus compared to the camera that I used to vlog. This is not it. I was like, oh, let me go on here 5 minutes early, make sure the lighting was okay and everything was okay. So I hope you guys can hear me. I hope you guys can hear me. If you come in, let me know that you can hear me. Mm-hmm. We're gonna wait till 6 to start. Mm-hmm. Gloss. Chanel. Say hi, Chanel. 5:57. I hate when people are just so stupid. Can you guys hear me? We got 2 more minutes before we start. It's not going to be like a crazy amount of people in here, which I'm okay with because I'm about to be telling all my business. Oh, by the way, I got my teeth cleaned and I'm getting my thingy fixed. So I was like, you know what? I was thinking of getting veneers and I was like, you know what? My teeth don't look that bad for me to go as far as getting fake teeth. So I'm just going to get like a crown for this one. I'm telling you guys because Birkin Daddy is paying for it. He's paying for it. So the way I kind of got him to pay for it was basically just like we were talking and I just mentioned like, oh yeah, like I'm getting a lot of like haters on my comments on YouTube because he was asking me like about my YouTube and stuff. So I told him how like a lot of people, you know, like to say, oh, I need to get my teeth fixed. Or they use like the fact that I have a cheap tooth to say I don't have a sugar daddy. So anyway, so he was like, oh, well, go get it fixed and I'll pay for it, period. So I'm like, you know what? We're going to get it fixed. So I have an appointment, a consultation on the 12th of July. And I think what I'm going to do is get a crown. So they're probably just going to like shave it down, put a crown. And then for like my bottom tooth, because look, it doesn't look that bad. I just have vampire teeth. So I'm probably going to get like Invisalign or something to straighten those out. But he's paying for it. So yay. Now, I don't know who is in here, but basically I met him on Arrows. I showed you guys. I told you guys what website I met him on. You guys can come in. But yeah, I met him on Arrows. No, you're good. Chanel, shut up. Don't go that way. Go this way. And take a seat.
Yes, to a part of me. Girl, come down.
It's 6 o'clock. We're waiting. I'm trying to figure out what's going on. Shh.
She changed her couch. Yeah,
No, it's the same couch.
Oh my god, I'm wearing white.
Um,
Oh my god.
anyways, you guys want to start by asking me a question or two? Like, I'm really only here to answer you guys' questions and kind of give you guys tips on your questions. I already kind of told you guys how I met him. The website, I told you guys that it costs to post on the website, but if you're serious, it's an investment. Hello. So yeah, like it depends on the state. The most expensive states I mentioned was, from what I've seen, New York, LA, and I'm trying to think where. I think Boston too is probably the most expensive place to post on that website. So I tend to like to post in places that are less, populated with hoes. So the best bet is to find a city or a town that is not really like oversaturated with people, because then the prices are much cheaper. But then you have to understand that they still have sugar daddies there too. So Philadelphia, like to post in Philadelphia, honestly, is like $115. And you just post for $115, and you could probably find someone on there to give you fucking $7,000, $10,000. Like the $150 is nothing when you think about how much more you get from, just putting yourself there. But like a lot of girls that are sugar babies or are on YouTube talking about how they're a sugar baby, you guys can go and make your drink. Just we don't need it. We don't need you in the background making noise.
Absolutely, ma'am.
Sorry, my friends are here, so we're having a little thing, hang out after my life. Ooh.
Letting the girls know that you're getting your points.
But yeah, so I would say post in the states or in the cities that have. Oh my God, I'm gonna have to kick y'all out.
No, me, Victor. I am organized. No, Victor.
People are requesting who backing Coco is.
I'm gonna have to kick them out because they're being so extra, and I feel bad.
Okay,
all right. Are you guys done?
Done.
Okay, thank you. So Philadelphia. I've been to Philadelphia. I posted in Philadelphia. I made actually quite a lot of money. It was awesome. It is a little ghetto, so I have to tell you guys that if you do go ahead and post on that website, you can't just go and just think everyone that calls you is going to give you money or okay. Backpage doesn't exist anymore, and if y'all know what Backpage was a hot fucking mess. Okay, we're talking coke crackheads, like everybody was on that website, and we all know that there was no money coming off of Backpage, okay? Unless you was trying to sell pussy for $150. Now, who is doing that? Okay? Who is doing that? So I say be careful with everyone that reaches out to you. Use Mr. Number. Mr. Number, their number. I have it on my thing. I even use it for Bumble dates and everything. Mr. Number, okay? $3.99. And I promise you, this will save your life and make you not waste your time. Because when you Mr. Number them, other women that have either been on a date with them or maybe they've contacted will most likely leave a note under. So if you see a note under that says, they're a waste of time, or they're an addict, or maybe they're a rapist, I would stay clear of that person and block their number so that they never contact you again. But what I do know is that website brings you literally all the best sugar daddies. You're not going to, honestly, you're not going to find it on Bumble. You're not going to find it on Tinder. Like the only person from my 2 years right now of swiping left on Bumble was Wine Daddy, and I think I probably only got like $3,000 or $4,000 out of him, and that's really, it's not a lot. Okay, so we want Birkin Daddy, which I met in I'm gonna tell you all my business. I met him in California. I'm not gonna say what part of California, but like if you're in San Francisco, okay. San Francisco has a lot of sugar daddies, and there are a lot of girls. I don't know if you guys follow them on Instagram. If you notice, a lot of them live in San Francisco. And that's because in San Francisco, there are a lot of tech people out there, like literally the whole San Francisco, San Jose, like Silicon Valley area is super rich. It's filled with a lot of Indians and a lot of what do you call them, like Middle Eastern men, and because they're all into tech. So that's kind of where I met him. He's actually Jewish. Birkin Daddy, he's actually Jewish, which is also great. If you see a guy that says he's Jewish people have money, okay? That's old school money. And they love to spend it on girls and stuff like that. So I would say go on Eros, post yourself on there. Now, I want to put a disclaimer because I feel like when people go on there, they're going to be like, oh, this girl is sending me over here to be like a full-blown prostitute. And that is not what I'm trying to have you guys do. I want you guys to understand that that is not what I'm pushing here, okay?
And that's on period.
You know, like that's not what I'm pushing. But if you go on there and that's something that you want to do, I would say that is probably one of the best websites to use.
Let them know, preach.
Can we not?
Okay,
Please?
sorry.
I'm sorry. Like, can we not?
Okay, sorry. Should know your mother said not to.
Yeah, so I would say don't go on there thinking, oh, okay. But if you're seriously just looking for a sugar daddy, I will literally just take some cute pictures of me being dressed. I actually had a girl recently on my Patreon. I wonder if she's in here, but she reached out to me basically after she did exactly what I asked her to do on that website. She posted on the website, and literally, I think she said 3 days after that, she reached out to me like, oh my God, this guy contacted me and he sent her a deposit. So when bitches are like, oh, I'm getting money for free, they're not getting it off of Bumble. They're not getting it off of Bumble. The guys on Eros will send you free money. That's a fact, okay? They will send you money and maybe not even show up for the date. That is a fact. That has happened to me multiple times. As a matter of fact, I require you to send me money before I meet up with you for lunch or dinner, just because for me, I want to see that you're serious. I don't want to have to get out of the bed, get dressed, put on makeup on my face, get in the car, just to go meet a guy and then he flakes on me, you know. So there are a lot of those people that would do that. And that's why you use Mr. Number, because if he's done that before to another girl, they will let you know so that don't waste your time. So I would say required deposit. And she reached out to me saying, you know, she had a guy send her money, like she required a deposit. He sent it. They had a first date. And then he pre-booked for her to come to some state with him, and he sent a deposit for that. And she literally just found out about the website off of my Patreon, and that happened. So I definitely think that if you're serious, you should do it. And like I said, you can literally just advertise as a sugar baby. And I actually think that's a great thing to do on that website, because not a lot of girls actually do that. They don't advertise themselves as a sugar baby. Like, I'm literally just looking for a sugar daddy, someone who can give me an allowance every month, Some, like, you don't see that on the website. So I think if you kind of push yourself as that girl, you're going to get the clientele of men who are kind of not really, they're looking for something more emotionally connected with the woman that they're going to go see, instead of just going to see her, pay her for some pussy and go about their day. Like, the ones that are usually becoming your sugar daddies are the ones that are looking for something more emotional. Example, Birkin Daddy. I knew he was married, right? But did I know that him and his wife slept in different rooms? No, I didn't know that until we started talking more. And once I knew that, I was like, oh, okay, so he's looking for something more emotional. You know what I mean? Like he wants to cuddle, he wants to really be friends. And those are the best, okay? Because they'll fall in love with you and buy you anything you want. And as a matter of fact, he said that last time I was with him. He was like, oh my God, he mistakenly said, I love you on his way out the door. And I was like, oh yeah, this man, Commander, you did that. Okay. So I already know, like him, he's already set. I got him right here. Okay. He's paying for my teeth to get fixed. Like we're good. The only problem in this situation is that he's married and then he lives in California. If he lived in Boston, it would have been fucking perfect. Someone took down all my pics from OnlyFans. Is that normal? What do you mean they took down all your pics? Do you have rates for dates and stuff like that? The other girls on there. I absolutely do. I absolutely do. Why not? And you know there are white girls on there that are really charging dudes like $2,000 to meet them. Like, come on now. You think my little cute will not come on there and charge too? Yes, I am gonna charge, because why the fuck do a white girl get to charge $2,000 for fucking 1 hour and probably makes all the fucking money in the world? Like, of course I'm gonna come out there and be like, yep, I'll settle for a good $1,900. But literally there are girls on there that have rates for $1,500 to $2,000, like starting up, and they're making so much money, and it's so fucking crazy. The way I even found out about that website was through Instagram. I was on Instagram and there's a hoe. I didn't think she was a hoe. I just thought she was this black girl that was, you know, living her best life, making money. You know what I'm saying? And then I was on that website and I came across her picture. And I did a little bit of research because I was like, you know, sometimes people copy pictures and stuff, but like the girl was in Atlanta. So when I was looking on the website and I was looking in Atlanta, I saw that she was posting in Atlanta. I was like, oh, okay, well, this girl on Instagram lives in Atlanta. Okay, this ad is in Atlanta. The pictures are literally her. They're all the same, which is her. Pictures that you haven't seen on her Instagram. And then the thing with Eros is they verify you. So she was verified as being who she was. And I was like, see, that makes more sense. That's how she makes her money. Duh. That's how she meets her sugar daddies. Because the chances of you really going outside and meeting a man that owns a private jet and is going to spend $10,000 on you, like just by luck, by going outside, is rare. So women that are pushing that shit on YouTube and saying that's how they go about it, and no. Okay. As a matter of fact, there's another YouTuber. There's another YouTuber that some of you guys probably actually follow. She kind of started her YouTube after she saw that I started my YouTube, but we're not even going to throw shade over here. But it's funny because I saw that some of you guys follow her, but she and I have actually communicated, because when, what was his name? I'm going to call him Ferrari Daddy. Okay. Everybody already knows. He was Ferrari Daddy. I met him on Twitter, or he met me on Twitter, reached out to me on Twitter, and he gave me her name as a reference. By the way, if you guys know who I'm talking about, you know, we don't need to say her name, but I actually used her as a reference to see if he was a legit rich, filthy dude like he said he was, and she confirmed. And she was like, oh, yeah, he's really good. Like, he has a lot of money. So that girl as well is on Eros. And it was also kind of her that I saw. And I was like, oh, okay, let me hop on this website too. Twitter is also a good way to meet sugar daddies. Now, you're not going to meet a sugar daddy immediately. But like me, I was on Twitter for probably a year when Mr. Ferrari Daddy reached out to me via my Twitter, and said, you know, he basically thought I was super attractive and he wanted to see me. And I was like, well, if you want me to come down to New York to go out with you and all of that stuff, it's going to cost you a good $8,000. And he wired it to me. I swear to fucking God, he wired me the money and then canceled. So he sent me $8,000, but canceled and told me I could keep it. And I did. And then like 3 months later, because we were supposed to reschedule, actually, no, the pandemic had started and we were still communicating. And I used the fact that it was a pandemic to get money out of him. So I basically told him, like, listen, it's a pandemic and people are broke out here. Like, I'm going broke. Business is going really bad. And he wired me another $7,000 because, well, he thought I needed some extra cash. So all in all, that was $15,000 from this man that I met on Twitter. Never met him face to face. I just know the information that he gave me and what the other girl gave me as well. Like, I never met him in my life. So I would say get a Twitter. Someone had reached out to me on my Patreon and asked me if they should get a Twitter. Yes, get a Twitter. As a matter of fact, I'll show you guys my Twitter. I told you guys I was giving you guys my business, so we're gonna show you guys my Twitter, and I'll show you guys like the sort of pictures that I post on my Twitter. My friend made me a drink.
Afro flavor, huh?
Afro flavor. I'm sorry. Excuse me. Boy, bad. Okay, so I'll show you guys my Twitter. And by the way, if you want to follow me on Twitter, I'll screenshot my Twitter and post it on here. If you want to follow me on Twitter, follow me. But one thing we're not going to do on my Twitter is give out my real name. Okay, so we're not going to be calling me Coco Commanda on Twitter. If you see my Twitter and you want me to like retweet you, because I do have 15,000 followers on Twitter. If you want me to retweet you and all of that stuff, just DM me. I actually had a girl find my Twitter a couple days ago, and instead of just DMing me, had the audacity to comment under a picture that had a lot of people on it. Hi, Coco. I was just watching your video on YouTube, and that can you retweet me? I'm like, I know this bitch is lying. Like, bitch, don't you see that my name is Melissa? Like, I'm so confused. Like, bitch, don't you see it says Melissa right here?
She was trying it.
Right. Like, she really pissed me off with that shit. I said, what? And I saw it 20 minutes later, too. I was pissed. I'm like, does she not see literally? That's exactly what I did. I blocked her. I didn't even freaking respond to her because I was like, you're obviously losing your mind. Like, you obviously see I go by Melissa. You feel me? Like, where did you get?
Like, get with the program.
Right. Like, you never go on someone else's social media. Like, if you see someone else's picture on another social media with another name, different email, different everything, why would you go and comment their real name?
Oh, she commented it. It wasn't on like a DM.
No, that's the part that pissed me off. She commented on the picture. And mind you,
it goes through the DM. That's different.
Let me see if I can find the picture.
Expose that girl. That bitch.
So the picture had 352 likes, 35 retweets, and 29 comments. And she had the audacity to go under and say, "Oh, hi, Coco. I was just watching your video on YouTube."
That one is an enemy of progress. Sent by the devil. God, we rebuke her.
She was over here low-key trying.
Rebuke her.
She was low-key trying to expose me, though. Not even gonna lie. But this is my Twitter. So let me show you guys what it looks like. So this is my Twitter. As you can see, I have a whole different name on there. And then I just post pictures. Let me go to my media. Oh, okay. So I just post pictures. You know, it's like lingerie pictures, pictures of me dressed, like. Focus. Oh, there we go. Like, you know, that same picture that I posted, I will post that. I post my pictures of me, like, you know, just everyday stuff. Some lingerie pictures, some bikini pictures. Yeah, so the goal with Twitter to tap into the guys that like to spend money on Twitter is to follow a bunch of OnlyFans girls, other sugar babies, even escorts, hoes. Follow them because the men who follow them are the men who spend money. So to tap into them, you got to follow them, retweet them, and get them to retweet you as well. And then that way, the guys that are following them are going to see you. And then they're obviously going to like reach out to you. So when I started, I only had 0 followers on Instagram.
And your friends be retweeting you and supporting you too.
Mm-hmm.
And make sure their friends support them.
You gotta have a good support system.
Retweet.
Well, that's true. But like, I blocked everyone on Twitter. You guys don't have me on Twitter?
I don't even use Twitter.
Exactly.
Use Twitter.
I blocked my mother. My mother doesn't have Twitter. I blocked my sister and a bunch of other people.
But you can't block me though, because like I don't.
No, like yeah, I mean at this point,
But then I just feel like the key point is like having an unwavering love and support from like your friends too.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
You gotta get the support you need from others.
Oh yeah, that was another thing a girl was asking me. She was like, "Oh, how does she found a sugar daddy? How does she express to her mom?" I guess she didn't want to tell her mom that she had a sugar daddy, but he wants to get her an apartment. And I'm like, girl, if your mother is gonna be upset that some guy or you're, you know, progressing, getting an apartment and living life, I can't, because it's like I don't know how you can hide that.
I mean, I would just say the mother is blocking her blessings. That's good.
Yeah, like I personally,
like for real though, it's a blessing.
It is a blessing. Like if a guy's gonna help your child, your daughter, it's not like your child is 16.
The fact that the daddy ain't helping.
Yeah, like it's not like your child is 13 or 16. If you're over 18, and a man wants to help you and buy you something, I don't see why it should be a problem. But basically with the whole confidence thing and trying to not show your family members exactly what you're doing, I would say just act normal. I don't know, like I don't know how to really explain that, because for me, I got to a point where I was just like, I don't give a fuck. My mother don't pay my bills. My sister don't pay my bills. My brother doesn't pay my bills. If someone doesn't help me pay the bills, are they going to come out of their pocket to do it? No. So how they feel about the bills being paid is none of my business. At the end of the day, the bills are getting paid.
And
so
that's on period.
You know, so if your mother has a problem with you getting your own apartment that she's not paying for, I don't see why you should even care. Girl, you can go sit in your apartment and not care that she's upset. And she can sit in her apartment and be upset at the fact that you're enjoying your life. But I think that everyone's mother at some point will come to understand that, you know what, this is probably a good thing for my child. It's probably better for her to be dating a man who's 45 than dating a fucking 20-year-old drug dealer. You feel me? So it's like, it's just about figuring out what you're comfortable with sharing. Like I said, obviously you're not going to tell them, oh, mom, look, I'm posting on this website, or, oh, mom, I'm going da-da-da-da to go meet this random stranger. It's like if a guy says, hey, come to Chicago, and I'm going to give you some money, you tell your parents, hey, listen, I'm going to Chicago to go visit my friend, or me and my friend are going to Chicago for a little trip. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, you don't throw it in her face like
mom doesn't get to know every single
detail. Exactly. It's just a simple, hi, mom. Like me, when I go to California to see what's his name, I don't tell my mother, like, oh, yeah, I'm going to California to meet
because guess what? Mom doesn't really want to know all that.
Right, like, it's not her business.
It's too personal.
I literally just be like, hey, guess what? I'm going out of town tomorrow.
As long as she knows where you're going.
Exactly.
You're safe, that's all that matters.
Exactly.
Go get your points, girl.
Go get you some money. Okay. It is raining. I told you that the whole event was canceled. Was going to be canceled.
We'll see. We'll call them.
It's raining, honey.
And so it'll stop. God doesn't cry forever.
Victor, I'm sure they canceled it. It's raining. Okay.
Finish talking to your girls and then we'll swap after.
Okay,
I'm
what else?
enjoy this conversation.
What else?
I
What
know.
else? What else do you guys want to talk about? What else you want to know? Oh, freestyling. Okay, we could talk about freestyling. Oh, which?
Quick question. I'll ask you. Maybe they want to ask.
Mhm.
Would you collaborate?
What do you mean collaborate?
Like, let's say I'm like, what's up, girl? Like, I have this person that I want to back down, and it takes two.
Oh yeah, I've done it.
Oh.
I've already done it. Oh yeah. Oh
It was a
yeah.
tag team.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Of course. I have a friend in I'm not gonna say what state, but I had a friend. She used to come to Boston and freestyle. And like literally me and her would go out together, and if she came across a dude and he was like, oh, you know, like I want both of us. Yeah.
So
I have my price, you have your price. I don't see what the issue is. As long as you're
Oh. So it's not like okay, let's give him a different kind of like price list.
No. It's like if
You give him a rate card.
if I'm $1,000 and she's $1,000, he has to come out $2,000. It's not like, oh, I'm gonna take a smaller price because it's two girls. No.
I also have a question. I'm pretty sure your followers would want to hear this question too, or maybe they want to ask that question. But my question is, you being African or African American, I should say, and coming from where you're coming from, at what point did you feel comfortable within yourself to live your authentic truth and not giving two fucks about anyone else?
When I got into this apartment and saw that it was a bomb ass apartment, I was like, damn, how old was I at that point? I was like, what?
21?
Yeah, I was like 22. I was like, what 22-year-old can fucking afford to live here? Like, oh shit, period. And then after that, I was just like, you know what? Who cares? It's like, I have a nice apartment, I have a nice car, I'm living my life. The only thing that people are going to judge is the action, but they can't say, oh, I'm not taking care of my responsibilities. So with that, I kind of grew like confidence to just be like, you know what? I got a sugar daddy to help me get this apartment. I got a sugar daddy to help me get my car, and you should fucking do it too.
And what's the hardest thing you ever had to come across in terms of being African American? Or coming from the African community, I should say.
To be honest with you, surprisingly, a lot of African girls from high school, they follow me and they low-key be in my DMs like, yes, girl, you go, girl. So it comes.
And I can attest to that. A lot of my female friends who are African, I'm like, you are doing the damn thing.
Yeah, it's like
you just don't have the guts or the balls to do it.
To do it, exactly.
I feel like it's whatever you're doing now, it's certain things where other people want to do behind closed doors, but then it's like, is it really fetching no money?
We're gonna use the example of, remember the story I was telling you with the shorty that used to live here, and she was holier than thou,
but she was
the whole time
lower ground level.
Than
she
me.
Was dirtier than a pig. Oh yes, I'll tell you.
Exactly. So there are a lot of women that are out there that are like that. Like once I realize that, I don't let it get to me, because it's like a woman will fuck her best friend's baby daddy, but then call me a hoe. Like, make it make sense. Like, and that has happened. Okay, there will really be females out there that are fucking their friend's baby daddy, their friend's ex, but think I am a hoe because I'm like, well, I'm not trying to deal with anyone unless he has money, unless he's paying me and all of that stuff. So for me, you have to look at people like that and understand, like, you cannot really let these people judge you or make you feel any sort of way. Go get you your coins and rub it in their face. And eventually they'll come together. They'll join the wave.
I have a question. Okay, this is more of a business perspective. How you file your taxes, girl?
I don't. The IRS is gonna have to come looking for me.
I can help you with that. We'll talk that later.
Well, I don't file taxes for cash because most of the time I'm handed cash, so I don't do that. But I definitely will do my taxes for like OnlyFans, YouTube, and stuff like that. But yeah, we don't worry about taxes unless we're making over maybe $200K. Like, honestly, we don't worry about taxes until we're ready to buy a house. Okay, until we're ready to buy a house, then you want to be able to convert that money and make it look like legitimate money, so that you have like some form of income.
Or you can also register yourself as a business.
Yeah, you can too, but how are you gonna explain what sort of business are you gonna say all that cash is coming from?
Go talk.
I'm over here. I'm trying to get them to you. Okay, I'm not. You didn't come over here to try to make me a fucking business for yourself. So I'm gonna need for you to sit the fuck down over there.
I don't want my friend to get locked up.
I would never.
Never.
The only way the government is gonna come lock me up is if they actually see the money. They can't see the money because guess what? It's cash.
And you can just say it's apparent.
It's cash.
We only do cash and cash.
Okay, it's cash, honey. And then it's like that.
Drink, by the way.
Oh, it's good. The IRS don't come for you unless they see you making millions of dollars. Like the girls that make millions of dollars on OnlyFans. Oh yeah, the IRS be on their ass. Okay.
And one thing about the IRS, they don't fucking.
They don't play. Like IRS be on their ass.
You can skip paying your tithe. You can skip, but the IRS, huh?
They'll come for you.
And they know who you are before you even know who yourself is.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's talk about freestyling. Because yesterday I went freestyling and I low-key kind of, met a few,
that's right.
daddies. It was lit. She said, any recommendation for a website for good wigs? Kendra's Boutique.
Or your boutique too?
I know. I used to sell hair. I don't sell hair.
That's a beautiful boutique.
Let's get into freestyling. So for freestyling, very easy. Now, I don't know if every guy that you meet, you're going to convert into a real sugar daddy, like he wants to see you all the time. But freestyling is a great way to meet men that want to just spend money on you, maybe for the night. Last year, I used to go to the Four Seasons a lot. So the Four Seasons in Boston was my hot spot. There was, what do you call it? There was a little restaurant in there, the Bistro Lounge. Now, that restaurant is no longer open. That's why I'm giving out the name. I think they're going to put something different in there. But the Bistro at the Four Seasons in Boston was my spot. Okay, I knew the valet. I knew the bartenders. And I even knew the concierge in the front. So this is how it used to work for me because I went there so many times. Once I just came out, the valet would tell me like, oh, this celebrity is in town. Oh, this guy that has a lot of money, he owns this company, he's in town, da, da, da. Like he would literally, he knew because I was a beautiful woman that just used to come there. So I'm pretty sure he just kind of put two and two together like, oh, this girl is coming here to meet, rich dudes. And then obviously it's the Four Seasons. The Four Seasons is $1,000 a night hotel. $1,000 a night hotel. So that's how you kind of have to place yourself in places where the money is. Why would I go hang out at a cheap hotel or cheap hotel lounge if I can hang out at the hotel lounge at the Four Seasons? And the thing with that is, so everyone who stays at the Four Seasons goes down to the restaurant either after their meetings, their conference, whatever it is that they're in town for. They would usually end up at the bar at the Four Seasons. So I would literally just go sit at the Four Seasons, give me a little wine, give me a Caesar salad, maybe some oysters or something. And then it's like, it's the Four Seasons with horny men who travel for work. Okay, they've probably been on the road for 2 weeks. They probably only get home and spend time with maybe their wife or their girlfriend one day out of the week. And so they're always usually very horny. Okay. And not only that, they like pretty women in the bars because it makes them spend more money. So at the Four Seasons, like their motto is literally to mind their business. So the bartender, the valet, the concierge, that like literally that is their motto, to mind their business. So like half of them knew my real name, obviously, because if I hand them my ID, they have to look at it. So most of them knew my real name, but they never called me by my real name, okay? So if I told the guy sitting next to me my name was Melissa, guess what the bartender was calling me? Melissa. If I told the guy, oh, my name's Kim, he'll tell the guy, he won't call me by my real name, he'll call me Kim literally the whole night. And it used to be perfect because literally I could sit here at the bar, meet a guy right here, and most of the time it was always guys because men love to travel for work or whatever if they're a CEO, when they have conferences at the Four Seasons, oh my God, I mean fucking like 20. Have you ever walked into a bar and there are 20 men in suit and Rolexes? That used to literally be my experience at the Four Seasons. So if you have a Four Seasons in your state, bitch, I don't know what it looks like now for you guys with the pandemic and things closing and things opening back up. Please go to the Four Seasons any chance you can get. Okay, any chance you can get, go to the Four Seasons. What's another fancy hotel? Oh, excuse me. I would go to the Park Plaza, which is also a nice hotel here in Boston.
Or the Regency.
Huh?
The Regency. Or the is it the one by the harbor side? With Seaport by the Seaport.
the Hyatt Regency.
Yeah.
I know you're fucking lying.
That is a nice hotel.
Who is going there?
Somebody saw.
Who at the Hyatt Agency or whatever the fuck you call it? Regency is about to pay somebody $2-3 grand. Okay then.
It's a nice hotel. That's all I'm saying. Okay, I just contributed to this. I'm a traveler.
No, go to the Four Seasons. Go to the Four Seasons, okay? Because the reason you want to go to Four Seasons is because if you think about it, if someone is gonna drop $1,000 a night on a hotel, and let's say he's staying there for 3 or 4 nights, guess what he can afford to do? Give you that same amount of money or double that to hang out with you. So that's why you want to go where it's like, the people that are staying there, spending money there, have money. So that's why I would say the Four Seasons. I don't know about, I think the Intercontinental is also another good hotel. But I'm sure it depends in each state. But I'm pretty sure the Four Seasons in every state is a hot spot to meet rich and wealthy dudes. This girl said, hey girl, I got a question. I see you use Eros, but I've only used it for dome work and companionship. Do you have any advice for what to put on your profile for sugaring? Yeah, so I would basically just kind of describe your personality. So it's kind of like a dating app. I would say use it like a dating app. So describe your personality, post pictures of you. Don't post like your feet or like revealing pictures. On that website, the type of men on there that spend big money are men that like classy, elegant women. So example, they want to be able to take you out to dinner. They want to be able to take you out to a gala. They want to be able to travel with you. So they want to feel like you are a woman who they can bring outside. So the type of pictures that you want to post on Eros or even on your Twitter or on any profile when you're trying to find a sugar daddy, a wealthy sugar daddy, you want to post pictures of you being well dressed in a cocktail dress, maybe like a long gown, like the recent pictures that I just took. I'm obviously going to be posting that on Eros. I posted it on Twitter and like literally everyone loves it. They keep like retweeting it. So I'm like super excited because I know like if I keep posting that sort of stuff on my Twitter, I might come across, it. Okay. So yeah, post very nice, cute, classy pictures. And then for basically what you would want to say is describe yourself. So if you're like me, I would say West African, 5'8", No, I can read you something. I can read. I'll read you my my thing word for word, actually. Damn, it's gonna make me log in. I hate this. So basically, I just kind of went, "Hi, my name's not hi, my name's Melissa." Like, "Hey, gents, da 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 da. Name is Melissa or Mel, whatever you would prefer, whatever makes you feel more connected to me." Connected, okay. Whatever makes you feel more connected to me. I stand at 5'8", beautiful skin, long legs, natural busty, boobies at 32 triple D, if you have a nice voluptuous butt, basically kind of emphasize what your beauty is. And my thing is having natural 32 triple Ds. So I tend to use that a lot. And then I'll say something like, I'm sophisticated, intelligent. I like fine dining. I like, name like your favorite type of wine. For me, I said I liked champagne, Dom Perignon. So I was like, I like to start my lunch with a glass of Dom Perignon, or maybe Vouv. Obviously name drop expensive things so they feel like or know that you have good taste in things, let's see, I like to travel. Like, those are the kind of things that you want to put out there. And then, like I said, if you're looking for specifically trying to be a sugar baby, you can then add, because a lot of the girls on there are obviously escorts. They're selling pussy by the hour. So if you would like to just advertise as a sugar baby, you can then say, specifically, I'm looking to be a sugar baby, looking for the man who wants to spoil a woman for her time, dinner dates, travel, companionship, based on, like, obviously we come together, have an agreement. Usually I would say don't go right to, oh, like, I'm looking for a sugar daddy. Well, actually say that, but also offer dinner dates, okay? Offer dinner dates. So, example, for me, a dinner date is $2,000. So,
a dinner date?
Yeah.
It's $2,000?
Yeah.
That is somebody's rent.
I know. It's more.
That's someone's mortgage.
It's 95% of my rent. That's why, yeah, if I'm gonna go sit down at dinner with you for fucking 2-3 hours, yeah, it's $2,000.
Yes, ma'am.
And that's on period. She deserves everything she's getting.
Exactly.
Amazing.
I'm still on the
so like so put that on your profile, basically. Say you offer dinner dates, 2-3 hour minimum, and then put it $2,000. If you're okay with 1,500, you can do that too. But me is $2,000. me is $2,000. Listen, there are white women on there that have their dinner dates are $5,000. Yes, $5,000. There's a girl in Boston. She actually got her sugar daddy from Boston. He literally moved her here during the pandemic. But she got him while she was in DC. And she charges $5,000 for a dinner date.
So now,
and she got a sugar daddy during the pandemic to move her to Boston. She lives in the fucking seaboard in a nice ass freaking apartment. He got her a car. Like, so yeah, no, there are men out there that will spend $2,000 on a woman. Like I said, I had a guy send me $15,000 and I've never met him. I've never met him. I swear to God. Never met him. Honestly, I wish I could fucking still go back and look at it.
So how does he wire you the money? Through your bank account?
Oh, okay. So, well, we became friends via text message, basically. Yeah. And then he had seen another girl that I was following on Twitter, and I reached out to her like, hey, do you know this guy? Because he's name dropping you and basically saying, he has a lot of money and he's seen you, da 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 da. So I reached out to her and she confirmed, like, oh yeah, no, he's legit. He has mad money. Like, you don't want to fuck this up. And so, yeah, I gave him my name and my bank account. And like literally 2 days later, I had it started with $8,000. And then a couple months after that, he sent me another $7,000.
Okay. So
and I never met him. And he found me through Twitter.
What advice would you give for your brothers who fucks with me? Seriously. Yes.
You're looking for your sugar daddy?
At this point.
You know, it's so funny too. Why is it that you guys know should they be in this combo? Girl, they're cool. They're my friends. She's like, they're I don't want to put you guys.
No. We knew her before she was this person. Her.
What was the question?
She was like, the girl texted was like, oh, should they be a part of this conversation?
Oh,
we knew her before you knew who she was, who she is.
We knew Melissa before she was Melissa.
Okay.
And that's all.
No, the fuck you didn't.
We knew before she started having this weaves.
What payment methods do you recommend? Is Cash App a safe option? I will recommend cash. Now, I will take deposits via Cash App. So if someone's like, hey, I want to take you out to dinner, and, you know, obviously I'm going to require a deposit because I'm not about to shower, get dressed, all of this shit to show up if. Oh, can you grab her toy for her?
I threw it
Dixie
there.
did it on purpose.
No.
You're fucked up.
Go pick it up. She's going to keep whining.
You're fucked up.
I didn't even hear her here whining.
She's
Here we go,
she's like emotionally attached to her toy. So I would say cash always, but use Cash App and Venmo to get deposits. And now what I will do is have 2 Cash App accounts. If you have 2 phones, or if you don't have 2 phones and you have someone that you trust, I would say get Cash App them and then have them re-Cash App you, and then you deposit the money in your bank. The reason I say this is because sometimes guys can dispute something. They can dispute something. And, you know, if the money is still on your Cash App, they're going to take it. So what you don't want to do is have them being able to dispute the payment. So you want to have 2 Cash Apps. Now, I haven't had this issue happen, but I still have 2 Cash Apps. Or sometimes if someone Venmo me, I'll Venmo Tattoo Daddy and then have him Cash App me and then deposit the money in the bank account. Because one thing I'm not about to do is lose out on money. So I would say always get cash. If you can get cash, get cash. But get a deposit via Cash App. That's okay. If they send you a deposit via Cash App, then they're legit. They most likely are not going to waste your time. But I wouldn't say get the full amount. So if someone wants to give you $1,000, don't get the full $1,000 on Cash App. I would definitely go invest. I would definitely have them do cash, just straight cash for most of it. What else? Any more questions? Any more questions? Yeah, I'm gonna save this. I'm gonna save this on my Patreon so that you guys can come back and watch it. I'm not gonna delete it. I'm gonna leave it on Patreon because she says she's going in and out of work. So,
are you gonna do a meet and greet?
Eventually, probably once I get to like 100K subscribers on YouTube, I'll do a meet and greet. I don't want to do a meet and greet and nobody shows up.
Wait, how many subscribers do you have now?
17K.
Wow.
I need 20. I need 20.
I'm trying
You
to
do like a meet and greet when you hit 50, because that's like.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
That's reasonable.
Yeah.
Because I mean, if no one shows up, we're still gonna be there.
But it's like, what state though? What state?
Let's do California. Because at least if no one shows up, we're still gonna.
He said, how many dates you get from the apps? So I don't post in Boston just because, you know, like I said, you guys see, I'm telling you guys all my business. So I don't post on that app in Boston. I post in California. And when I go to California, I come back with no less than $7,000. And I usually stay for 3 days.
What? Say what?
Mm-hmm. So yeah, when you see me going to California, just know I'm coming back with big bands.
I'll be meeting you up at the airport.
I'm meeting him right here.
Okay,
You know whether the ship goes down in the elevator.
Yeah, no. Western Union. Listen, a man who says he doesn't have a Venmo, a Cash App, Apple Pay, Zelle is full of shit. Point blank, period. A man who says he does not have a Cash App, Venmo, Zelle, or Apple Pay is full of shit. Because every real businessman, and I'm not even a legitimate business out here, and I have Cash App, Venmo, Zelle, PayPal, you name it. Do you guys have Cash App, PayPal, Venmo?
All of it.
Everything.
All right, thank you. So, thank you. So if somebody
And we
says,
still work 15 hours a day.
okay, like, come on now.
We
So,
can have
yeah.
a fire. We can pay weekly.
Okay,
Even
like,
on Apple Pay.
so if somebody says they don't have any of these things, they're full of shit and they're wasting your time and you want to block their number. Point blank, period. Now, obviously, if they're trying to send you something as much as like $7,000, $8,000, like the guy from New York, that that sent me money, obviously, then you have to kind of think, oh, okay, then you can't Cash App somebody more than $2,000 a day. You can't Venmo more than a couple $1,000s.
You actually can.
Can you?
You can Cash App, because I just paid someone $5,000 yesterday.
Wow.
Cash App.
Via Cash App?
Yep, I'm not kidding here.
Really? I swore.
Yesterday, right? You can check the date.
Oh shit! Yeah, that was yesterday.
Uh-huh.
Damn, were you catching them the other money?
Woodwork.
Huh?
Woodwork.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, you can.
Really?
I think it.
Do you have to set up the limit on yourself?
I think the limit daily, if I'm not wrong, might be 10,000 per day.
Is that a recent thing? Because I've tried to Cash App. Not even. I remember I was at Saks and I was buying something, and they basically my card, because I had to call my bank to approve the payment, because with my card after $2K, they're like they name it as fraud. I have Chase.
Oh, okay. Really?
Mm-hmm.
And you had to make a call just to approve that kind of purchase?
Yeah. Well, I set it up that way.
Oh, okay.
I set it up that way. So basically, I didn't want to go through all that, so I was kind of like Cash Apping myself.
Yeah.
To use my Cash App card, but Cash App only allowed me to do $2,000. So maybe, but this was like months ago.
This might be new, but another problem with Cash App is don't trust Cash App.
You cannot trust Cash App.
The reason why I'm saying that is, you know how with Cash App, if you have $1 on your card, and then let's say whatever you're trying to buy, it's $1.50.
Yeah.
They're not gonna approve you for it.
Oh, really?
You gotta have the exact amount. Yeah. To swipe it. So tell me how I became negative 1,100 and I'll show you proof. So and the reason why, so someone owed me money, right? They sent me the $2,000 they owe me.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh, I sent you the money. I'm like, what do you mean you sent me the money? So I went over to go check, and I had a negative 1,200. I'm like, how the fuck do I become negative on Cash App? So it turns out I only received whatever that was left after they took out that negative.
Oh,
perfect. So this is me right here. Obviously, you see my picture.
Yeah.
Negative 1,000.
Why
how did you become negative?
Are you sure someone didn't dispute a payment or something?
Nothing.
So how do you become a negative?
Thank you.
Because Cash App wouldn't even let you spend money that's not there.
Yep. That's what I'm trying to get at. So.
Did you call them? Oh, no.
There's no number to call.
No?
No, there's an email, but there's no one.
The money didn't come out of your bank account, did it?
No, because the person owed me $2,000, so they sent me the $2,000. And then Cash App took out that negative. Well, so I ended up taking home like 600 or something. And I'm like, so what did you spend that much money on? Idea. So I'm still trying to get that resolved. It's been a year.
I think someone disputed a payment or something.
What
payment?
I only use Cash App to pay other people, or let's go out to eat, and then so it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
So they took my money. So all I would say is let them be careful with Cash App. I trust Venmo more.
Venmo is more legit.
Venmo or Apple
even
Pay.
business-wise, they say use Venmo.
Venmo, yeah. I love Venmo.
So now Cash App is doing a thing where they've been asking for Social Security. No. It's a good thing actually, because people in Africa and stuff, they can be in Ghana and they have Cash App. Like, how the fuck do you have a Cash App?
Guys, I don't have to go anywhere, so we can continue the live for a little bit.
Like, you're in Kenya. How do you have a Cash App? So now they're doing this thing where like you have to verify with your social security.
Yeah.
They got to make sure like you're who you claim you are before they give you the authorization to have a Cash App.
Wow.
Which is really good.
The only reason I'm entertaining Cash App is because I'm of a certain type of tax bracket. But once I make it to another type of tax bracket,
I'm done with you.
Griffin,
you gotta talk to my accountant.
Griffin. It's not grading.
It's not
I know. Rooftop is happening.
Is it really?
By 5x4.
Let's see.
I gotta
It's
charge
6.
my phone.
Huh?
I gotta charge my phone.
It's 6:55 here.
How many people are tuned in?
It keeps going to 10, then it goes down to 9.
Oh,
But this is on my Patreon, so these are people that pay to see me.
Come on, Patreon.
They paid to see me outside of YouTube.
Ooh. Oh wow, that's so cute. Hi y'all.
Which payment method did I use for the guy that sent me 15K? He Western Union me the money. And this is because Cash App, I think at that point, Cash App had a limit to how much you could send.
Because I have 15,000 beach.
Yeah.
I don't even know how to handle that.
I'm pretty sure they wouldn't take 15,000.
Yeah.
No, they wouldn't. But I'm like, yeah, I would be
I
like,
probably think it's fraud or something.
Yeah. So he Western Union it to me. And I sent him my information after I confirmed with another girl that he had seen in the past on Twitter, because I'm in the whole section of Twitter because I'm obviously trying to get clientele.
I used to. No, Ken is just disrespecting this alcohol.
What's wrong?
Ken, yeah.
What were you guys drinking already?
No, Ken.
Yes. I could use.
Did I already talk about Birkin Daddy? Birkin Daddy, we met Birkin Daddy on Arrows. We're gonna go on Arrows. We met Birkin Daddy on Arrows. How we met? Okay, so another thing that some people might not notice, but I have a website. Okay, this is a real business.
She's legit.
Oh shit. Did I do that?
No, it failed the other
Okay.
day, and I have to
Alright.
put it back up.
I don't want to ruin your little horizontal, whatever you want to call it.
They were all actually straight, and then they went like that
Oh,
because of the wind, and then I just left it like that.
I
and
thought
then,
it was a decoration.
And then this
I'm
one,
like, well, this is
but it
different.
looks cute, right?
It does. I'm like, this
I
is
like the little thing on the side. So I met him on Arrows. I had gone to California. So how I even ended up posting in California was because I had a friend who basically told me how San Francisco, she used to live out there, and she told me how San Francisco had a lot of money. So I had never been to San Francisco. I've been to LA, but I've never been to San Francisco. And she was like, yeah, you should go out there with me. The girl that I was telling them I tag team with.
She's a real friend.
So we traveled to, she didn't live in Boston. So she came from whatever state she was coming from. I came from Boston. We met in California. And that's kind of like where she introduced me into using that website. Oh, another website to use if you're in that area is Private Delight. I don't know if I mentioned that yet, but I'll talk about Private Delight in a whole nother post. I'll probably post it tomorrow. I think, oh yeah, you know what? I did mention it in my $100 tier. And then I'll explain to you girls on a post on how to really use Private Delight. So she kind of introduced me to Private Delight, which is also another way to meet, these guys that want to spend money if you're in the Silicon Valley area. So I'm not sure if he met me on Private Delight or if he saw me on Arrows, but I think he saw me on Arrows because he ended up going on my website. I have a website, and he read all about me. And he thought I was very attractive. He wanted to learn a lot about me. So he read my website. He saw that I liked Dom Perignon. So our first day, he brought me a bottle of Dom Perignon, and We kind of talked. And then he was just like very into me, if that makes sense. So it's like you have to find that person who is just gonna be really into you. You know, obviously you're gonna meet guys. Like I said, the guy that sent me $15,000, we met. We didn't meet, but we talked, and then that kind of died down. I had a sugar daddy last year that took me to West Palm Beach. That happened. That died down. And then Tattoo Daddy. Obviously, I met him. He saw me on Eros as well, just to mention. Tattoo Daddy saw me on Eros as well. But at this point, Eros, you could connect your Twitter on Eros. So he basically found me on Eros. Then he followed me on Twitter. And then at that point in time, I was marketing my OnlyFans a lot on my Twitter. And so he subscribed to my Twitter, not subscribed to my OnlyFans. He used to literally tip me on OnlyFans every day. Okay, so this is what Tattoo Daddy used to do. He used to tip me on OnlyFans every day. And it could literally just be the basic picture, like a basic picture, and he'll tip me. And I said to myself, like, wow, this guy seems to really like me. So I messaged him because I saw that he used to, like, you know, really tip me. So I messaged him and we communicated a few times through DMs, and boom, we finally met. And I just kind of knew, oh, okay, he's very sweet. Like, he came with gifts the first time I met him for me and Chanel, because Chanel used to be always in my fucking videos while I'm trying to freaking post on OnlyFans. She likes to bark in the background. She likes to fucking do a lot of bullshit in the background. So a lot of the times, like at the end of the video, I would be laughing. So he used to think that to him, he thought that was entertaining, even though I thought it was shitty. He thought it was entertaining. So he came with gifts for me and Chanel. And I was like, oh, okay, this is a really nice guy. We talked. Okay. Hook, sink, kept it. Okay. Same thing with Mr. Birkin Daddy. Literally, you have to notice if you are someone that they are like, what's the word? Infatuated by?
Absolutely. That's the word.
Yeah.
Infatuated.
Yep. You have to find someone who is like obsessed with you. And Birkin Daddy, he's obsessed with me. Okay. He saw me on Eros, met me, brought me gifts the first time he saw me. We hung out. Cool. And he was just like, oh my God. I remember coming back to Boston, and I think maybe like 2 weeks after that, he was texting me like, oh, when are you coming back? When are you coming back? When are you coming back? I was like, oh, damn, he really wants to see me. So I asked him to send me money to obviously pay for my flight and stuff like that. So he sent it to me. I went out there. We hung out. Now, the second time that we hung out, he brought me some more gifts. And then we kind of talked more. And then he kind of was expressing how like he couldn't wait to see me. He was thinking about me the whole time. He was like, oh my God. The second time I hung out with this dude, he offered to co-sign my house when I want to buy it, because I want to buy this apartment. He offered to co-sign to buy my apartment. He said I should move to Silicon Valley, that area, and he'll pay for my apartment and he'll pay for everything. Like, he was like, I don't think I can go 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month without seeing you. Like, move out here. I'm like, damn, like that would have been fucking awesome if I don't have already an apartment in Boston, family in Boston, all of that stuff. Like, if he lived in any state near Massachusetts that was like an hour flight home, like an hour flight back to Mass, I would move. But I can't, because he's in fucking whatchamacallit, which is 8-hour flight. So the second time we hung out, literally he offered to help me buy this place, co-sign, down payment, all of that stuff, or offer for me to come to Silicon Valley, move out there, all of that stuff. Wasn't really, I told him, like, you can help me buy my place in Boston, but I'm not gonna, relocate. But it was like that, those little statements that I kind of knew, like, oh, okay, this dude, if he's already offering to co-sign for me to buy my place and stuff like that, he's probably a guy that, I want to make very happy, if that makes sense. Yeah, you can follow me on Twitter. You can follow me on Twitter and then just DM me and I will retweet you. Just don't comment. And then if you comment under my picture, let's keep it very, like, you know, I'm Melissa, okay?
That's on.
So yeah. And then after that second time, I basically told him like, hey, listen, I obviously have other people in San Francisco that I see as well, not just him. But basically I told him like, hey, listen, like, if you want me to come out here more often, I'm going to need for you to basically sponsor the trip and give me my money in advance, put me on an allowance. So he's basically put me on an allowance of $4,000 every time I come out there to see him. So when he wants me to come and see him, he'll literally cash out me $2,000, and then when I get out there, he'll give me another $2,000 in cash. My other phone is actually in my purse. If not, I would have shown you guys the cash app. So literally, that's how he came about. How I got the bag was me. We were sitting down, hanging out, getting to know each other. And he was, you know, talking about how he wanted to help me co-sign my apartment and all of that stuff. This is probably the third time we hung out when I kind of hinted that I wanted a Birkin. So he mentioned that he got a scarf. Yeah, he mentioned he got a scarf for his daughter from the Hermes store. And I was like, oh my God, I love that brand. He was like, oh, you do? I was like, yeah. I was like, I don't have anything from there, but I really want a Birkin bag. And he was like, oh, you know, he gets them for his wife. Because like I said, he is a married man. Okay. And if you guys know how it works, you get a bag every 6 months if you can afford, you know, if you're a loyal customer. You get a bag every 6 months, so twice a year. So he gets them for his wife. So obviously he's not going to use the opportunity of getting a bag for his side bitch, because who's going to find out? I'm sure his sales associate probably knows him and his wife and all of that stuff. So he's not going to get me a brand new bag from the Hermes store. So I kind of just sent him, once I got back to Boston, I sent him a picture of the pre-loved bag that I wanted off of Fashion File. I did mad research and I was like, oh my God, he said he could buy me one, but he just can't get it from the store. So I was like, okay, cool. We're going to take a pre-loved Birkin and we're going to be appreciative for it. And I sent him the picture and he literally ordered it and sent it to me, because that way he just used his credit card and his wife doesn't get to, you know, find out like, oh, you know, oh yeah, my husband bought a bag for another woman. So because obviously if he goes into the store and asks, you know, to get one, like a brand new Birkin, the sales associate that probably knows him and his wife would probably think that it's for his wife. And then next time his wife comes in there, he's probably going to be like, or she's probably going to be like, oh, are you enjoying this bag, da-da-da-da, when he didn't buy it for her, he bought it for me. So I took the pre-loved Birkin because I just knew it would make life easier. And obviously, if I can get one like pre-loved, he could probably buy me more than one off of a Fashion File. And pre-loved or not pre-loved, it's a Birkin. So yeah, that's how I met him. I met him on Eros. Go on there, sign up, become a Eros girl if you would like. Another one is Slixa. Slixa is also a good one. Slixa is actually a lot cheaper. And then it depends on what state you are. It does bring in a lot more clientele than Eros. Oh, excuse me. So if you're in Boston or New York, Slixa doesn't really bring in that much traffic. I think New York and Boston, Eros is the website to post on. That's where you meet sugar daddies for a fact. But certain states, I think DC, where else have I been? Have I been to? I don't think it works in Philadelphia. I don't really think it works much in San Jose or San Francisco. So, but I would still post on there because literally it's $60 to post on there. Or sometimes they have a free section, so you can just keep a profile there for free. I think I have a profile on Slixa for free right now. But I don't, like I said, I don't post in Boston. I don't really use any of the websites in Boston. I used to, but once I started doing YouTube and obviously putting out my business, I stopped using Slixa and Arrows in Boston. But I still do have a free profile on Arrows at the moment. So on Slixa, I'm sorry. So I would use Slixa as well. Yeah. So what else? Victor, apparently your drink looks good. Yeah. Ken, are you sleeping?
I am not. I am relaxing my eyes.
I was about to say. What else do I want to share? You guys have any more questions? Like, what do you want to talk about? Oh, I want to say this, and I think I already said it. I'm not pushing you to go be a prostitute. That's not the goal. But the goal is to, what do you call it? Work smarter, not harder. Okay? Have you guys heard that saying? Work smarter, not harder. So the reason I say this is because when you're on Bumble and you're on Tinder and you are on Hinge, you are on a dating website.
I keep getting Coco just puddled. Literally.
You're on a dating website. So most of the guys on there are not trying to be a sugar daddy, okay? Half of them are not even looking for relationships. They're looking to hook up for free. Now, it baffles me that there are women out there that are willing to meet strangers and have sex for free. But apparently it seems to be a thing on Tinder and Bumble. So when you're on there as a woman who is looking for a sugar daddy, a guy that has money, or for someone to at least be able to pay you for some goddamn fucking pussy for your time, it's kind of hard. You know why? Because the men on there are not rich. They're not looking to be anybody's sugar daddy. I'm sure you guys have all seen where the profile says, not a sugar daddy. I hate those ones. Okay, like, who cared? Who asked you? You obviously are not, you don't look like a sugar daddy, honey. So for you to even put not a sugar daddy in your profile is just ridiculous. Like, who is even trying to finesse him? Well, obviously, there are women on there. And that's why I guess some girls, they're okay with, you know, $200, $300. Maybe you can finesse somebody off of Bumble to do that for you. But getting a guy that is going to buy you expensive things right away on Bumble, no. So that's why I just be laughing at some of these YouTube videos where I see where the woman is like, oh yeah, I get my sugar daddies from Bumble. I'm not a prostitute. Oh, online, what do you call it? Online sugar baby. All they do, they're going to cash up you money for simply being beautiful. Like, that is fucking lies, okay? That girl is on fucking Arrows, and that's how she meets her sugar daddy. All the girls that I have seen on YouTube do a video about sugar daddy, sugar baby lifestyle have posted on Arrows, posted on Slixa, and all the whole websites. Because that's legitimately how you meet your sugar daddies. Aside from going outside and freestyling, you're not going to meet them on Bumble. Now, if you hit on Bumble, you're probably the only person that's going to hit on Bumble. Example, I met Wine Daddy on Tinder. That was a little hit for me. But was he someone that was going to be taking me to the Hermes store? No. He gave me $1,000, $2,000 here and there. If I said, hey, like, can you buy me this? Or like, you know, he'll be like, oh, okay, I'll just cash app you. And then he'll cash app me $1,000. But obviously, like, you saw, we hung out, we went on dates, like, so he's not sending me $1,000 because he's sending me $1,000. So I want you guys to stop believing the fucking foolery. and do what you're supposed to do. So work smarter, not harder, and go post yourself on the website where the men are actually willing to spend money. Wasting your time on Bumble, Tinder, swiping all day, all night, nothing really comes out of it. How do you explain to them that your location on the app is California, but you live in Massachusetts? Well, I just put the travel function on Bumble and Tinder. I mean, if that's what you're talking about, or if you're talking about on Arrows doesn't have a location. Like, well, they do have a location, but the thing with Arrows is you want to post when you're going to be in that city. So example, if you're posting because let's say I'm in Boston and I post an ad in California and I said, well, I'm looking for a fly me to you dates. So basically the only people that are reaching out to me are the ones that are willing to pay for the flight, pay for the hotel, and have me come out there. But like, obviously, if you're going to California in a week or 2 weeks, you post an ad. So while you're in California, you can meet the guys that reach out to you, or, just in general, posting in another state and basically having the option for them to book your flight or send you deposits. So example, if you're in Boston and you live or if you're in Boston, but you're flying to California in 2 weeks because you want to go make some money, you post an ad 2 weeks before, 3 weeks before, and what you basically do is take appointments and require deposits. So that way, while you're in town for the 3 days or 4 days that you're in town, you get to see the guys that sent you a deposit. So the goal is to post, get deposits, enough deposits to either book your flight, book for your hotel, and then you go. You don't have to explain to them that you live in another state. They'll know, they'll understand. Most of the girls that are on Arrows do not post in the same state that they live in. Most of them post in another state. They just go to that state to make money and come back home. Now, once let's say you meet a sugar daddy in another state, most of the time though, that a sugar daddy is just going to pay for you to come and see him. Like, Birkin daddy, he pays for me to come out there. He'll send me the money to pay for my flight, pay for my hotel, and still give me money, So the thing is just, the guys that have money are on that website, point blank period. And it just makes it a little easier to meet them and come across them. Bumble, Tinder, and stuff like that. It's fun to do. Like right now I'm on Bumble looking for a boat daddy. So someone that I could just hop on their boat and look cute. But you want to know the funny thing is, they want to meet me first. And that's just how I know bitches be lying when they say they're meeting these men on Bumble that's giving them money. Because I've literally been on Bumble for the last 2 weeks, faithfully swiping left and right to find me a boat daddy, and like literally everyone's posting on the boat, but they all seem to, they want to meet me and make sure that I'm real before they invite me on the boat. Most men that actually have boats will jump at the chance of having a hot woman on their boat. So the fact that the men on Bumble are saying, I should meet them. Like I told you guys, one guy wanted me to meet him at McDonald's, so we could talk before he invite me on his boat. And my whole thing is just like, really though? The first time I ever got on a yacht was from a dude that I met on Seeking Arrangement, and our first date was him inviting me on his boat, him and his old ass friends. Like, damn, I wish my Instagram got deleted, but literally I was probably 19 at this point, and I had literally just started my whole looking for a sugar daddy shit, I was 19. I hadn't even met a sugar daddy at the time. I was literally on Seeking Arrangement. I hadn't ever posted any whole shit at all. I met this fucking guy on Seeking Arrangement. And he literally, the first day was him inviting me on his yacht. It was a big ass fucking yacht. And it was me and some other girl. I didn't know the girl, but it was a girl that one of his friends knew. She was much older. Obviously she was a hoe, you could tell. And literally we went from Newport, Rhode Island to Long Island Beach in New York. Stopped there, got lunch, got back on his yacht, and came back to fucking Massachusetts. So when people are on fucking Bumble and Tinder saying, oh, they have to meet me at a McDonald's parking lot before they invite me on their yacht, they obviously don't have a fucking yacht.
And that's on KBS. Purr. Big purr.
Okay, I'm supposed to be on a yacht, shaking my ass.
On reggaeton.
Right.
In Dubai.
Yeah.
What you talking about, McDonald's parking lot? You got me
Right.
fucked
He
up.
had me fucked up.
Wait, you still live?
Yeah,
shit.
I'm about to end it though.
Yeah, because we need your time.
I know, I'm about to end it in like
You got friends you gotta pay attention
15
to.
minutes.
Because we got events to go to.
It's canceled.
Your fun is cancelled.
Ashley Madison is fucking stupid. That's the most dumbest, disgusting website. It's kind of like Seeking Arrangement and what's the other one? Secret Benefits. Their whole thing is using the whole sugar baby lifestyle to market to men to come and sign up on there, but they don't want you to actually be a sugar baby.
This whole thing. This whole setup.
Yeah, this is new.
Okay, all right. Because I'm like,
Her business is evolving.
Oh yeah, I had to get a desk.
well, because I'm like, this is definitely new. I wasn't there the last time I came here. There was like a huge mirror.
Yeah. It's in the hallway there.
Remember, yeah.
Yeah, Ashley Madison and fucking Secret Arrangement and Secret Benefits are like the same thing. They cater to women, or they advertise to women like, oh, come on here and find your sugar daddy, you know, da 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 da. But then if you read the fine print, they actually say they're open to all types of dating. They don't they're not trying to sell any type of sex, it's full of shit. Okay, Ashley Madison, I don't even know why that bitch fucking exists.
Rich. Chicken wings. Oh, the chicken wings. Yeah.
You want to eat it?
Ken was asking for chicken wings at a high-end restaurant. I was like, oh my god.
Actually, how was that a big deal?
Yeah, no. I wouldn't start with Ashley Madison. Okay, to save y'all a lot of headache. Although some girls from Texas have said that Texas is very good when it comes to Seeking Arrangement.
To be exact.
Yeah, Houston and Dallas, Texas as well are very good. But personally, for me, in Boston, it sucks. Literally, I tried it like 3 months ago. I created a whole profile again to see if something had changed, and literally nothing has changed. I don't know if you guys remember the video of where I said I had to call the police on a date that I went on off of Seeking Arrangement. That was like my first ever Seeking Arrangement date, and I had to call the police on him because he had post-traumatic stress. I literally matched, like, he somehow is still on Seeking Arrangement. So you can understand how Seeking Arrangement is. It's trash. It's fucking trash. If literally 6 years later I decide to go back on it and try and see if there's anybody new, and I'm still seeing the same crazy delusional guy that have PTSD, yeah, no, it's trash in Boston.
Where'd you get that?
Don't ask questions. I made it.
No, you didn't. This is not your home. You can't be barging in here and making chicken wings. This is the Afro flavor, or whatever you want to fucking call it, kitchen.
He thinks every kitchen is Afro flavor.
Yes, definitely not Birkin, Coco, whatever you want to
Right.
call it.
This is Birkin Coco's kitchen.
And that's on Big Purr.
What's that? Give a
He said that's on Big Purr. She called me Big Purr.
yo.
I hate that fucking song.
I really do.
He
Like,
called me Big Purr.
It's
Come
catchy,
make that pussy purr.
but it's just annoying.
Oh, and then you know what's even more cringy? When she's like, it's Big Purr, the only purr. I'm like, oh no,
Yeah,
bitch.
if you don't get the but you know what? She's getting her coins.
That is true, but no. She needs to give Rolling Ray back his same purr.
Oh my god. Rolling Ray. Oh,
He was like, he's like, it's given you didn't try to steal my saying. Yeah. He's hilarious as fuck.
very. But oh, the thick tongue, honey. Where'd you get the chicken wings from?
I don't know.
The farm, the fuck, the store.
What's his name ordered it for me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, how is him?
Good. He was actually here before you guys left.
Oh my
Before
God,
you guys
that's
came.
He ran away from us.
No, he was
We
heading
were
home
allowed.
from. He was heading home.
Wow. Oh, God.
You like food?
It's the only person
You don't
in
see
my
his
life.
size.
What you say? What you think on my now?
I said
Said
nothing.
nothing.
I hope you choke on the next meal.
That'll be it.
You malnutrition bitches.
Ah! That's funny though, because they really do be giving malnutrition sometimes.
Oh,
Me.
yeah, girl, you said it, girl.
Anyways, if you guys don't have any more questions, we're going to come back and do this again now that I have the whole thing figured out. Because was it yesterday? First of all, yesterday I showed up late and then like trying to get the whole setup so the lighting was good and all that stuff was so freaking hard. But I finally, today I didn't have anything to do, so I just sat here. I literally was sitting here messing with the whole thing all day to make sure that by 6 o'clock we had no technical difficulties whatsoever. Yeah. So.
I like your nails, by the way.
Oh, thank you. I just got
let me
them
see your
done.
nails.
I just
I
got
see
them
them.
done.
Oh, I can see them.
Cute.
Very cute.
Very,
nude?
very
Oh,
nude.
pink.
Nude.
Nude. Okay.
Got my nails done.
Nudity.
Very. Oh my God. Well, not so it's chill.
Yeah. So
Did
if
she
you guys
tell
don't
you
have
you
any
can have
more
that?
questions, he can have it at this point. He's already. He got the
We're gonna
barbecue.
do the bones.
He got the barbecue sauce out. Like.
The sweet chili, don't get it twisted.
Like you're the sauce, bitch.
You said that's chili sauce.
What you say?
Oh, what happened yesterday while I was freestyling? Literally, okay, so I had no plans on freestyling. I went to the dentist, and then after the dentist, I was like, okay, let me stop and get some lunch. I stopped at this place. It's called Abe and Louise. If you're in Boston, that's like one of my favorite steakhouses, and I love their martinis just because of how they present it. It's super cute.
Does it taste good though?
Yeah, it tastes good. It's a martini. Martinis always taste good.
Listen, you can still fuck up a martini.
I don't know how anyone can fuck up a martini, but
Unless you're just a straight up alky.
fuck off.
You know, I for flavor to be better now. So
Anyways, I was telling a story before I was rudely interrupted.
very rude.
So I decided to stop at Abe and Louise and get lunch. Honestly, I wasn't planning on freestyling. I just had a tank top and shorts on. But while I was sitting there were two guys that were obviously regulars there. Seems like the bartender knew everybody that was at the.
And that should be your best friend.
Shut up. Shut the fuck up and eat your chicken.
Oh,
Please. Please.
Go ahead, tell your damn story, girl.
You know, you're all about it. All about it.
I'm spilling. Hopefully I can finish the story without being rudely interrupted. Is that okay, Victor? And close your mouth when you're chewing.
Oh, because this shit is busted.
It's so funny. Anyways, so there were the guys basically that were sitting at the bar. The bartender knew him, knew a lot about him. So for some reason, I don't know, I was just minding my business. I really wasn't planning on freestyling, but I mean, I am a beautiful woman, so it's like it's very easy. So the guys on my right, they offered to buy me a drink. Cool. They talked. It seemed like he was a regular. He was with his friend, and he definitely was into me, but he was with his friend, and I wasn't sure if it was a business meeting or what was going on. So I didn't kind of push the issue, but like once he told the bartender that, oh, he was picking up my tab, I was like, oh shit, see, he really wanted to talk to me, but his friend's here. So I said thank you. He left. As soon as he left, I was gonna actually leave because he already paid for my meal, and I was like, okay, well, I'm done eating, the bartender actually convinced me to get another drink because he was like, well, you just got your meal paid for, da, 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 da. And I was like, oh, okay, fine, I'll have another martini.
Was working.
Yeah, he was working. Yeah, he worked me. He was like, oh, girl, you already got a free drink. Obviously, get another one. Just get another one. So I did. But it's a good thing I did, though, because literally when I got my second drink, a fucking Italian dude with a Rolex sat to my left.
Details.
There was a guy like that was at the end of the table. He knew the two guys that were sitting here that bought me a drink. He moved forward to come and start talking to me. So now I had two guys talking to me that, were potentially options. The one on my right, I wasn't really feeling him, but Mr. Italian on the left, okay, he was... chef kisses. Like, not like handsome, but like you knew he had money. You just knew he had money. Like, he had a Rolex on his hand. He was just very dressed like he was going golfing. I was like, oh yeah, he has money. So I started talking to him as well while this fucking guy over here was just running his mouth. And then what happened basically was my realtor actually walked in. Now he knows the Italian guy, and he knew practically everyone that was sitting at the bar, the realtor. So what he did was basically introduce me to the Italian guy. I got his number. He introduced me to his boss. So my realtor had his boss with him, and then he was like, hey, come join us for lunch. And this is why I was late. I literally went to lunch. I was probably there at like 1 o'clock. Didn't leave to probably fucking 7:30.
Wow. That's work.
Okay, like literally when I was about to leave, my realtor was like, oh, come join us for lunch. And then he introduced me to his boss. And then his boss was obviously feeling me. His boss gave me his number. Like all of this stuff. Like, so we ended up leaving Abe and Louise. We went to the Capitol Grill. Got drinks there. Met some more people there. Oh, we went back and we met the fucking guy that bought me a drink early.
Shut up.
Yes. He was at the Capitol Grill, and the realtor dude knew him, so I ended up getting his number too. So yesterday, literally, I got like 4.
Legitimate too.
Huh?
I'm kind of like verified you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how she not? Just no regular old. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I'm cute. I'm worthy for
but
you.
Yeah, like for them to know that people like, oh wow, ooh, you know who? Huh?
Mm-hmm.
For me, it just verified. If I was a sugar daddy myself, I'm like, she verified.
No.
I'm done with him.
She's being known.
So that's what we need to be going to today.
So yeah, anyway, so we ended up moving to the Capitol Grill. At the Capitol Grill, I met the same guys that bought me drinks earlier. We communicated. We obviously exchanged numbers. Yes, girl, I'm gonna save the live for you. So I ended up getting like 4 different pretty wealthy men, or not wealthy, but I would say pretty rich men. I got 4 of their numbers yesterday. The Italian guy, my realtor's boss, ended up getting the guy who got me a drink, the first drink. And then the other guy, I wasn't really interested in him, but when I mentioned that I had recently gotten a Birkin, he said he bought one for his mom. for his mom's birthday or something like that. And I was like, oh, perfect.
So cute. You can buy another one too.
Exactly. Okay, period. And like, let's keep in mind, all of these men were very much single. All of them.
Okay.
Very much single. Today we were supposed to be going to an event that my realtor invited me to.
Because I'm trying to buy a house too.
It was supposed to be an event where, you know, people buy, like people that are buying houses and investment properties. They all kind of come together with realtors and loaners and all of that stuff and network. He invited me, but it started raining, so I think he said they canceled it. So that's kind of what happened while I was freestyling. And that's a great way to meet people. Like I said, I met literally 4 different guys yesterday that have money. And now I have their number, and all I have to do is stay in contact with them. Like my realtor's boss, he reached out to me last night once I got home, and he was kind of flirting with me via text message, you know. So like obviously, you know, that's a finesse right there. Then what else? Yeah, but that's why I was kind of late, because I was like, damn, I know I'm supposed to be going live right now, but I can't leave without getting these guys' numbers. Like I need their numbers. So I ended up getting their number. So yeah, that was super cool. That's another way to meet guys while you are freestyling. Keep that in mind. And oh, by the way, when I say freestyling, so yesterday was a Tuesday, and I went out for lunch at 1 o'clock. So 1 o'clock, I vlogged the whole thing, but 1 o'clock is a good time as well. If you have like a financial district, or if you know where there are a lot of corporate men that work in that specific area. Like for Boston, it would be Newberry Street, Financial District, even the Seaport sometimes during the day, but I don't think the Seaport has a lot of like businesses over there. I think a lot of Seaport is more live-in. But like go to places where it's a lot of like corporate work. So in the city, go around 1 o'clock in the afternoon, go have lunch at a nice restaurant, and that is another way to meet rich men who are just having lunch after their meetings or whatever the case. Sometimes they might be having a lunch meeting at lunch at the restaurant. So that's another way to meet them. Or after like 4 o'clock towards 4 to 8 o'clock.
You just started that.
4 to 8 o'clock is also another good time to go freestyling during the week, because a lot of the times the guys leave work and they want to go grab a few beers with their friends, or they want to get an early dinner before they go home because they know their wife ain't cooking, or maybe they don't have a wife. Or like, you know, they just want to hang out with their friends, get a few beers before they go home. So 4 to 8 o'clock is a good time to be out in a restaurant, fancy restaurant. In Boston, for me, I stay in Mastro's, Davio's, Abe and Louise, Capitol Grill, Ocean Prime.
What about that French one?
Which one?
There's a French restaurant. The one that Bianca told us about.
Astra?
It's called Astra?
I don't know, but Astra is good too. Moo is good. There are a lot of fancy restaurants in Boston. So yeah, like I would go to those places during like freestyling hours. When the Four Seasons was open, I would go to the restaurant at the Four Seasons, sit at the bar. You know, period. So that's a good time. Now we're not doing that on the weekends. You're wasting your time because they're at home with their wives, their kids, whoever. We're not doing it
during the week.
Yeah, we're not doing it. We're not doing it after 9, 10 o'clock, because usually after 8:30, their girlfriends or their wives are texting them like, "Oh, hi babe, where are you? When are you getting home?" Da 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 da. So you want to be outside at 4, 5, 6, 7 o'clock. Bomb ass times to hit a good lick, promise you. Or you want to be out at 12, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Bomb ass times to hit licks. I would go Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Fridays are good days too. But I would focus on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Yeah. And for the Four Seasons or like hotel lounges, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday are like the days that you want to hang out there, because that's usually when the guys that are coming in from out of town for meetings and stuff like that, that's when that's where they'll kind of hang out during the week. So obviously, you know, they're not having business meetings on Saturdays and Sundays. So if you go to the Four Seasons on Saturday or Sunday, yeah, you're not going to meet anybody that is from out of town. You might meet a residents, which I have met a couple of residents that actually used to live at the Four Seasons here, but you know, sometimes the residents aren't really looking for anyone because they live there. But the guys that are coming out of town, knowing that they're leaving tomorrow, oh, they'll pick up a hoe in a heartbeat. Okay. All you have to do is give them one of these,
Whoa.
and they're all in. Okay. First of all, sometimes you don't even have to be the one give them a look. They'll literally just sit there like, and then wink at you, and then that's it. But yeah, so that is my freestyling tip. That's how I met Birkin Daddy. I don't know what else you guys want me to explain. That's what happened yesterday, and that's why I was a little late. I got a bunch of numbers, so I'm super excited to see what comes out of those. I'm gonna text them, and you know. Oh, by the way, I'm getting my real estate license through my realtor friend and his boss, because that's also a great way to meet rich, wealthy men. I'm literally only doing it so that I can meet rich, wealthy men. Like he was telling me yesterday, he was like, beautiful women sell. And he was like, Commanda can sell anything. So I was like, period. He knows what's up. Put me in $1 million penthouse and I'm gonna sell that shit, because guess what? I'm selling plus me, honey. You buy the you
Down payment, bitch.
okay. You buy the penthouse, you buy me up. Period. Like, come on now. That's business right there. But anyways, I'm going to get off this. I gave you guys a good hour and 47 minutes because I knew I kind of fucked up yesterday. If you guys have any more questions, you can DM me on Patreon, obviously, and I'll answer them. We're going to go live again next week at some point. And so you guys go ahead, try the websites, try these things that I'm telling you to try. And then, you know, obviously, if you have questions, DM me. But then also we're going to go live again next week. And then you can also ask me those questions or whatever your problems that you're having. You can go ahead and ask me again next week. Eventually, though, I am going to do lives where it's only the girls that are in my $100 tier are going to, you know, see me and be able to talk to me. But I wanted to do this because I know I had mentioned to all the girls that I was going to tell them how I met Birkin Daddy. And I had a few girls that signed up for $10 and they were like upset that I didn't have it on the website. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to tell you guys, but I'm not going to give them real, like the real deal on how to work it. For the girls that are obviously on my $100 tier, you guys will get all of the tea. I actually have a second phone. And I'm actually going to drop my number. So if you are ever feeling like texting me, like you want to text me and talk and all of that stuff, you can do that. You can FaceTime me, all of that stuff. So that, you know, I don't want you guys to end up in a situation where you're not happy or uncomfortable because of something that I said. So don't hesitate to ask me if it's okay to do something. Okay. I wish when I started this shit, I wish there was a woman out there like me that was willing to give out their information so I can, you know, figure it out myself. But a lot of the times I didn't have that because a lot of the times the girls are sugarcoating and they're lying on how they actually meet their sugar daddies. So once I actually found out and was posting on these websites, I definitely came across some issues myself. You know, I've been given counterfeit money before. And so that's why now I walk around with a motherfucking, to make sure that the hundreds are real. What else? I've had these 2 African-American boys, which, you know, sometimes people are like, oh, no African Americans. It's like, you wonder why. Or no guys that are like young and you wonder why. That's because they're fucking losers. I had this is like a while back though, like not now in my smart age, but this is when I was very stupid and I was just kind of getting into the business. I definitely had these two fucking losers go in my purse and take the money back. Yeah. Okay. And then they were so stupid, they ran and left their fucking IDs.
You called the cops on them?
But it's funny because my sugar daddy at the time told me to do that, but I was like, you know what? Fuck them. Like, it's not. I didn't actually like do any like anything sexual with them, like when you have sex. So I was just like, yeah, fuck them. Like, they're losers. I had his ID, and like in my head, I was like, how dumb can you be? Like, I have your name, your address. Like, I can really scream rape right now, but I'm like, I'm not even gonna go to that extent of being that horrible of a person. Like, that's your loss and your karma, and you can go with that shit. But literally stuff like that happens, and I don't want it to happen to you guys. So don't hesitate to ever ask me a question. Okay? All right, guys, I'm gonna bye.
Bye.
I'm gonna go because my friends are here. They trying to turn up, and I'm over here working, trying to entertain you guys. So, I think an hour. Ooh, damn, 2 hours pretty much.
That's a whole shift, huh?
I know. That was a good 2 hour live. Yeah, I'll see you guys next week. Obviously, I have a vlog dropping this week at some point, but yeah, for Tia, is that Tia Mora? I hope I said it right. I'm gonna save this for you so that you can watch it, and you can always come back and watch it whenever you want. But thank you guys for coming. I appreciate you guys for joining my Patreon. And yeah, let's keep talking and sharing information with one another. And obviously the goal is to hit big, or at least not hit big, but like if not hit big, be able to pay rent. Okay. So yeah, anyways, I'll see you guys on the next live. Bye guys.
Yes.